JM had its annual Fall Craft and Vendors event. Stay tuned to see the collage of decorations, food, and more.
Also, learn what a senior in marketing here at JM is doing to help support a great cause.
And a new musical program led by Mr. Sherrick has been announced. Learn when they'll make their debut right here on WJMH Reports.
This week's edition of WJMH Reports begins right now.
Welcome to this edition of WJMH Reports. I'm Chris Evans.
And I'm Xavier McLemore.
Despite being canceled last year due to COVID, the annual JM Fall Craft and Vendor Show came back for 2021.
Here's WJMH reporter Hannah Harper with our top story.
The Fall Craft and Vendor Show is a fundraising event for John Marshall's FFA and TSA. It is a great way for people to promote their businesses and to raise money for John Marshall students. The money raised during the event goes towards trips and equipment for the student organization. It was held earlier this month and was a great way for the community to shop local for holiday gifts. John Marshall teacher and assistant event organizer Megan Pintus believes that the event is a great way for businesses to gain exposure.
It's great because one, it is a fundraiser for the school, for the student organizations, but it's also great because people get to come out and see all the small businesses that people own that may not have a storefront or they can't really see what they have other than online, so they get to meet them in person and see what businesses are out there.
The day featured over 60 vendors selling their items. It was a great way for businesses to gain exposure and grow their customer base. Business owner Lola Schrader says that she gets a lot of exposure due to the crowds that come in.
We get a lot of exposure here. There's a good crowd that goes through here, and people come through here and buy off of us every year. They come back and say, okay, I wanted that last year, but I didn't get it, so it helps us out a lot.
There was a variety of vendors ranging from baked goods to yarn crafts. There was even concessions where event goers could break for a snack or for lunch. Reporting from John Marshall, I'm Hannah Harper with WJMH Media.
Thanks, Hannah. They hope to be back next year with many amazing small businesses. The annual Festival of Lights has begun at Ogilvie Park in Wheeling. The Festival of Lights is a 6-mile drive across Ogilvie to see over 90 light-up attractions, as well as a new light-up tree at the Ogilvie Mansion. Ogilvie used over 1 million LED lights for this year's festival. Vice President of Sales and Marketing Herb Falkenberry and the staff at Ogilvie love this time of year when the entire park is decorated for the holidays.
People come, they have food, beverages, they enjoy themselves, they relax, and they have time as a family. It makes us very excited that people can, share our excitement for the holiday season.
The Festival of Lights will be available to drive through from sunset to midnight. You can see the lights for free, but for a $25 donation, you can get a vehicle pass for the Festival of Lights for the season and a coupon book for next year. The festival will run until January 9th.
The Veterans Tree at John Marshall has been put up again this year. This is the third year that the Veterans Tree has been put up to appreciate the staff at John Marshall who are veterans. 3 members of the National Honor Society were chosen to decorate the tree this year. These students were Lauren Brannon, Haley Norris, and Hope Yoho. NHS advisor Sarah Petrie was in charge of setting up the tree this year and was adamant about the importance of remembering veterans.
Veterans Day is a very special holiday, and it's something that we want to bring more awareness to and celebrate the veterans that we have that work under this roof with us on a daily basis.
Staff members who are veterans are Mr. Bursey, Mrs. Gorby Martin, Mr. Hankett, Mr. Kimberly, Mr. Parsons, Mr. Simmons, Mrs. Stocklask, Mr. Ulrich, and Mr. Wendt. Though Veterans Day is one day out of the year, you should still appreciate what veterans did for our country year-round. November is the month of epilepsy awareness. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder in which brain activity becomes abnormal, causing seizures or periods of unusual behavior, sensations, and sometimes loss of awareness. People know of epilepsy for its violent muscle spasms and its association with flashing lights, but epilepsy and its seizures are far more diverse and varied. There are focal seizures, in which a specific part of the brain shows abnormal activity. These kinds of seizures are separated into two different forms: seizures without a loss of consciousness, in which sufferers can experience emotional and sensory changes, and seizures with an impaired state of awareness, in which the patient may experience a dreamlike state and exhibit repetitive motions. Then there are generalized seizures, in which all parts of the brain are involved. These types of seizures have 6 different forms. Abstinence seizures, characterized by staring off into space for 5 to 10 seconds, with only subtle body movements. Tonic seizures, characterized by muscle stiffness that may cause the person to fall over. Atonic seizures, in which the diagnosed lose all or most muscle control. Clonic seizures, which are associated with repeated or rhythmic jerking muscle movements. Myoclonic seizures, which are associated with sudden brief jerks or twitches. Tonic-clonic seizures, which are the most infamous type of seizure, categorized with loss of consciousness, twitching, shaking, and muscle tightness. The triggers for epilepsy include, but are not limited to, lack of sleep, stress, alcohol, menstruation, fever, and in 3 out of every 100 people who suffer from epilepsy, flashing lights. If someone is suffering from a seizure near you, do the following: time the seizure, discourage crowds, and move objects away from them. If they have lost awareness, move them onto their side. Do not put objects in their mouth, and do not try to restrain their muscles. If the seizure lasts longer than 5 minutes, or the person doesn't return to their usual state once the seizure has ended, call 911. If you wish to learn more about epilepsy, you can visit the sources for this report, which includes mayoclinic.org, pages.clevelandclinic.org, and epilepsy.com.
The Marshall County Chamber of Commerce hosted a family-friendly community night at the Moundsville Center. WJMH reporter Richard Wilson was there to give us a look.
Families have been brought together to enjoy this evening to kick off the holiday season.
Santa was present at the event to ask kids what they wanted for Christmas. Guests were allowed to eat cookies and drink hot cocoa to the Christmas music. But the real focus was to walk around and look at the wonderful trees. Marshall County Chamber of Commerce board member and Assistant Vice President of West Banco and Moundsville, Katrina Boner, encouraged people to look around and vote for their favorite tree.
So for this event tonight is for the community. So we welcome any families or children here to vote for their favorite tree. That will then be the contestant's choice on Thursday for the auction.
Trees, wreaths, and mantles displayed at the event were auctioned off on November 11th. Every year, the organizers of the community night and auction choose to use the funds gathered by these auctions to charitable causes. Bonner is proud this auction gives back to the community.
Every year we pick a different charity that benefits Marshall County. This year is the Marshall County Caring Tree. So a part of the donations from the bids from the tree, and then additionally we collect toys that will be given out to give to the Marshall County Caring Tree as well.
The biggest thing this year was that anybody was able to be there in person, which wasn't possible last year due to the pandemic. Sponsors like Reynolds and West Banco were grateful for the kind of support base that this creates with the community and for how many came to this year's community night.
As the day becomes darker, it's great to see people try to keep things brighter here at the Moundsville Center. I'm Richard Wilson with WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Richard. WJMH Media was also at the tree auction. Make sure to stay tuned to see the outcome of that event.
WJMH Reports will return right after this break.
Sometimes one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one mission visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
Welcome back to WJMH Reports. I'm Chris Evans.
And I'm Xavier McLemore. As mentioned in the last story, on Community Night, the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce held its annual tree gala auction that was filled with beautiful trees, warm food, and the Marshall County Strings Chamber playing lobby music. Local businesses decorated trees and wreaths in creative and unique themes to be auctioned off. The profits made from this event went to the local nonprofit, The Caring Tree, a group dedicated to donating food, toiletries, and Christmas gifts to children. Although the auction is over, you can still donate to The Caring Tree by dropping off anything at the Benwood Fire Department.
Moundsville Police Chief Tom Mitchell wanted to help out the community by giving back and is currently raising money for the Central Elementary children that are in need. To raise the money, Mitchell started the We're Not Shaving Till December event. Mitchell would like to use this event to help the children who are going to bed hungry or may not have basic supplies needed for school.
This is something that, not that we can completely whip, but I think we can make a big dent in by contributing to the food pantry that they have in place for the children.
This year is the 4th year for this event. You can show your support by donating to help support Central Elementary and the children that are in need.
Earlier this month, John Marshall had a guest from the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Association who brought a state-of-the-art DUI simulation. JM Driver's Ed students got the chance to take a spin in the simulation. Operator Dan Pickens believes this is a great opportunity for students to learn the dangers of drinking and driving.
The importance with the simulator in itself is it's really the only way that you can get a hands-on experience with something as dangerous as drinking and driving with no consequences, but only having a great chance to learn.
Pickens and the DUI simulation not only visited John Marshall High School, but also Brooke High School, teaching teens the dangers of drinking under the influence of foreign substances.
While many people raise money for charities with huge sponsors, one John Marshall student is raising money in a unique manner. John Marshall senior Catherine Hunnell is raising money by making t-shirts for her class. She is raising money for the Special Olympics. Catherine was inspired by being involved in helping in Special Olympics and Monarch marketing.
I've been involved here in the John Marshall marketing program, and we make a lot of different shirts, and I have been involved with helping with Special Olympics throughout my years here at John Marshall, and I thought that making these shirts and donating the money to Special Olympics would be a really good cause.
If you are a John Marshall senior who would like to buy a shirt, you can visit room 250 or see Catherine.
It's time for a quick break, but coming up next, WJMH sports and entertainment anchor John McLumphy will sit down with Wheeling Symphony's exclusive director to talk more on upcoming events and their partnership with WJMH Media.
Stay tuned. That and more is coming up on WJMH Reports.
Sometimes one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one mission. Visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
Welcome back to WJMH Reports. I'm John McGlumphy. The Wheeling Symphony is entering its 92nd season and hosts many events throughout the community. Joining me now is Wheeling Symphony Executive Director Brian Braunlik. How long have you been with the Symphony?
I've been with the Symphony for about 3.5 years. I started as the director of marketing, and then back in February of this past year, I was named executive director.
What are some of your duties as the executive director?
Sure, the executive director of a orchestra is the business side, and then we have John Devlin, who is our music director, who's the artistic side. So he and I are the co-leaders of the organization. He, of course, handles everything musically, and I handle everything administratively on the orchestra side. So a lot of things: marketing, development, operations, fundraising, all the fun stuff.
The Symphony usually has packed crowds at every event, but when COVID-19 hit the world, how did you guys adapt to it and overcome?
Yeah, so we had we were one of the only orchestras. About 90% of orchestras shut down when COVID hit, and as I mentioned, my other co-leader, John Devlin, and the rest of the Wheeling Symphony team and board of directors all decided, what can we do? How can we survive this pandemic? Because as you mentioned, orchestral music is a communal art. And so we figured out first, okay, let's get some digital content onto our social media, onto our website. And then we started partnering with people like you guys here to broadcast our concerts that we could do safely outside or in cathedrals or wherever. And we pivoted to those sort of televised concerts. We also did some small chamber concerts throughout the year to sort of keep our patrons engaged, our musicians employed, and to provide music to our community.
Why do you feel that the Symphony has played a big role in the community?
Well, I think one of the things that every community has is its arts and culture scene. And, for us, it being 92 years young, we have decided that, people need the arts in their lives. And I think the Ohio Valley, not just Wheeling community, we service up and down the Ohio River. We are a $1.5 million orchestra. We have great players from Pittsburgh and surrounding Cleveland, Columbus, and West Virginia who provide this great art to this community. And we see our place in it as something that, it's a great escape. Our mission is to enhance, educate, and enrich the lives of our community. And I think that's what we do every day.
What are some events coming up for the Symphony and how can people attend them?
Sure. So the big one that is coming up, there are two concerts. We're doing our televised holiday concert that will be airing on CBS on December 16th at 7 o'clock. You can tune in for that. And then our biggest event of the season is our Symphony Ice program on December 2nd at 7 p.m. at West Banco Arena. This fine film crew will be filming it for us. And you can go on our website, wheelingsymphony.com, buy tickets. We have professional skaters coming in, choirs from all over, and of course our orchestra playing some wonderful holiday tunes. It's the biggest event to kick off the holiday season, and we hope everyone comes out and joins us.
Over the past 2 years, the Symphony has partnered with WJMH Media for events like Music Under the Stars and Symphony on Ice, as you just mentioned. Why did you decide to partner with the program?
Well, I mean, you guys have a great reputation, and reaching out to your teachers, Carly and Tony, we wanted to figure out a way to, give you this organization a great learning experience, and you guys just do a phenomenal job. So it was an easy decision, and I think it's worked ever since. And I hope you guys enjoy, it as much as we enjoy the final product.
Great. Why are donations important to the Symphony?
Sure. Donations, we are a nonprofit organization, so we rely heavily on our ticket sales and donations. Donations actually make up the bulk of the nonprofit that we have. So when we do free concerts, we rely on the support of the community to help pay for those concerts, because as you can imagine, paying 70 musicians for rehearsals and staging and all the things, it's a lot of money. But donations are the lifeblood of any nonprofit, and we are one of them. That we hope people enjoy the product that we have, and that we hope people contribute to it as well.
That's great. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you are interested in attending any event or making a donation, you can visit the Symphony's website at wheelingsymphony.com. Again, that is wheelingsymphony.com. Coming up next, I'll be back with our sports and entertainment segment that includes information on a unique event making its way to Moundsville in December. WJMH reporter will return after this short break.
Sometimes one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one mission. Visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
Welcome back to this episode of WJMH Reports. I'm Chris Evans.
And I'm Xavier McLemore.
Joining us now is WJMH sports and entertainment reporter John McGlumphy.
Thanks, Chris and Xavier. John Marshall High School recently celebrated College Application Week for seniors to explore possible directions for their futures. WJMH reporter Clara Evans takes us there.
One of the many activities held during College Application Week at John Marshall was the College and Career Fair. This was a very important event for many students to explore different colleges and what they have to offer.
Throughout the years it's been held, the College and Career Fair has been a staple for graduating seniors to explore their options for career paths. John Marshall School Counselor Chelsea Eckleberry feels that the College and Career Fair is very beneficial for both students and parents because it gives them in-person time with the college and career representatives.
Just really outreach and building the connections with these schools, giving our students the opportunity to meet. We have over 40 representatives today, and you're not going to really get that anywhere else.
Along with John Marshall, sponsors for the event included Bethany College, West Liberty University, and West Virginia Northern Community College. West Liberty admissions counselor Aaron Kuhn feels that the College and Career Fair helps to ease the fear that comes with opening a new life chapter.
And it can be tedious, it can be stressful, it can be scary, it can be intimidating. So the opportunity for students to kind of walk around and get general information in a non-intimidating environment is really crucial to the college search process.
College Application Week at JM is used as a way to make the stress of applying for colleges a little more fun. Throughout the week, students also got the opportunity to play Capture the Flag, College Bingo, and there was even a taco bar for senior students.
The College and Career Fair was very informative and beneficial for all who attended. Reporting from the John Marshall High School Gymnasium, I'm Clara Evans for WJMH Reports.
Although College Application Week has ended, students should continue thinking about what they want to do after high school. If you are a parent or a student in need of guidance regarding the college search, please see your school counselor. John Marshall has a new musical program called Monarch Ringers. The ringers play special bell-like instruments called tone chimes. The tone chimes make different pitch noises depending on how the ringer moves their wrist. Head of chorus in the new musical program, David Sherrick, describes the inspiration for the ringers.
The idea came about, we were looking for some new ideas for Monarch Tidings. The handbells had been here for some time from the days when Reva Eichert was the choral director here.
Be sure to check out the Monarch Ringers live, their debut concert, Monarch's Tiding, on December 9th. In the month of December, the Tri-State Exotic Animal Expo will visit the Moundsville Penitentiary. When they visit, they will bring a handful of animals you would not see every day. Some of these animals include sugar gliders, parrots, snakes, geckos, and many more. Make sure you visit the Exotic Animal Expo on December 5th at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to learn more about these animals and give them a warm welcome to Moundsville.
Thanks, John. After the break, we'll be taking you to a classic Martin's Ferry business.
Keep watching WJMH Reports. We'll be right back.
Sometimes one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one mission. Visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
We've got more news now on WJMH Reports. I'm Chris Evans.
And I'm Xavier McLemore.
This week's Business of the Week comes just in time for the holiday season. WJMH reporter Tristan Markey is at Deluxe Toy and Hobby in Martins Ferry with the story.
Deluxe Toy and Hobby has been open since 1955. Owner Mike Yesso is happy to be able to keep it running after COVID-19 hit last year. Deluxe Toy and Hobby was opened 66 years ago by Yesso's mother and father-in-law, Mr. and Mrs. Tolbert. The store continues to run today with 3 floors filled with many interesting and out-of-the-box toys. Yesso takes pride in being able to keep the business running for so many years.
We love what we do. We've been doing this for a long time. We're very well established in the industry, and we have the greatest customers. So it's very rewarding business.
The business is not only a great place for parents to buy toys for their children, but also a fun place for children to explore. With a village on the Christmas tree to a motorized toy car, you will not have a hard time finding a good Christmas present for a loved one. Of all the daily operations of running a business, there is one that stands out to Yesso the most.
The best part of owning a toy store is the people, is the interaction with our customers and seeing the smiles on the children's face when they come in.
Although there is a current shortage of toys, Deluxe Toy and Hobby pre-orders everything a year in advance to keep everything stocked and ready for customers during holiday seasons. You can visit Deluxe Toy and Hobby 7 days a week. From Barbies to Legos, Deluxe Toy and Hobby has everything for your holiday shopping. Reporting from Deluxe Toy and Hobby in Martins Ferry, I'm Trisha Markey for WJMH Reports.
Thanks, Tristan. You can visit Deluxe Toy and Hobby at 501 Hanover Street in Martins Ferry, Ohio, from 9:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4 o'clock on Saturday, and 11:30 to 3:30 on Sunday.
Before the weather got too cold, the WJMH digital photography students were able to get outside to make some great pictures in the warmer weather. Now, let's take a look at some of those pictures.
Thanks again to the WJMH digital photography students for providing us with this week's pictures, and thank you to our viewers for watching this week's show.
WJMH Reports won't be back until the new year, we'll be streaming live Christmas-related events such as the Marshall County Chamber of Commerce Christmas Parade on our YouTube page, WJMH Media.
We'll also be at Wheeling Symphony's Symphony on Ice at West Banco Arena on Thursday, December 2nd, and John Marshall Music Department's production of Monarch Tidings on Thursday, December 9th in the John Marshall High School CPA. We hope to see you at all the fun holiday events this season.
Finally, stay tuned as we will have a special edition episode of WJMH Reports, which will focus on New Year's resolutions.
Before we go, we'd like to thank WLUTV and Xfinity for airing WJMH Reports. Your support of our show is greatly appreciated by everyone here.
We'll be back in the new year with more stories from around the community on our YouTube page and right here on WLUTV.
For Xavier McLemore and everyone here at WJMH Media, I'm Chris Evans. Thank you for watching, have a great day, and we'll see you again in the new year.